Yo guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Episode number 15 from Season 5, Rise and Shine. And it's the weirdest thing, I can't help but to say Rise and Shine without saying it like Rogue would say from the X-Men. Rise and Shine, sugar. That 90s TV show sticks with me to this day. So, okay, Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. are supposed to join forces. That was the preview that they put up earlier today on the Marvel YouTube page. I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, this part. I remember this. Okay, cool. Skip ahead. So, sorry, I couldn't watch it twice. That's interesting. So we got to see in the past, 28 years earlier, General Hale when she was just little tiny, Nikki Hale? I don't know. Anyway, she was an agent. And she was like best friends, an agent of Hydra in Hydra training school, like Hogwarts for Hydras. So she's doing her thing. She's kicking some butt. She's lifting weights. She's learning things. She's figured things out that nobody else could figure out, including, and that's what's actually kind of interesting. Here's Baron Zemo himself, and I get it, Baron Zemo in the world of actually. Was it supposed to be Zemo? Yeah, I think it was supposed to be Zemo. Zemo or Strucker. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter because all of them, for the most part, in the Marvel movies, aren't nearly as good as they are in the comic books. In the comics, are like, whoa, oh my god, it turns out it's Zemo, or oh my god, it's Strucker. Here, it's like, psst. So, what happens? She's best friends with Agent Sitwell, who's stuck joining S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm going to be working for the enemy. Interesting. And then she's got to kill her dog to prove herself. So what does she do? She kills her dog, no problem. Here's the dog collar, the empty bed there and all that stuff. And she gets into that fight with Zemo or Strucker, whoever the heck it was, don't care. And somehow we're thinking that's supposed to get her in trouble. Well, she's not actually going to get in trouble. She was never supposed to get anything good coming to her. She is the last female to pass the Hydra program, Hydra Hogwarts. So they don't care about her, well, they care about her grades, but not for anything for her in the future. They care about her physicality, but not because of anything for her in the future. Go off and do your thing, whatever, but we're going to artificially inseminate you, and you're going to bear the Kwisatz Haderach, so to speak, Dune reference, for the future of the Hydra universe. Wow. There's a women's rights comment there someplace. Anyway, if this really were Hydra Hogwarts, where's Hermione? Because doesn't Emma Watson grow up to be a feminist? So, yeah, that's horrible. Like, there's Daniel Whitehall. Looks just as old or young as usual. But, yeah, so there's this particle... What is this thing? Particle Instagram? Particle... something. Inductor. Particle inductor. It's supposed to make something stronger than the super soldier serum. Why don't you try and work on the super soldier serum first, then go back and try and make something stronger. Alright? So, you get to see all these characters from the past, and that's really cool. Then you can see 2 years ago, they're the ones who went and actually got, what's-his-face, Talbot. General Talbot. Talbot's always been a punk. Ever since, geez, was he in the old Tales to Astonish? I forget it. Yeah, he was in Tales to Astonish, but even before that, he was in the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk actually had its own comic book at first. It was only 6 issues, then it got canceled. Can you believe that? And Talbot was just the lackey to General Thunderbolt Ross. So, every time I see Talbot, I'm like, this guy's a joke. Give me a break. I feel a little bit sorry for him here, but he's always just been such a stuffed shirt that right now, seeing him getting beaten up and jacked up like that, I'm thinking, good. Way to, finally, I don't know, tame a dog, so to speak. Hey, Joe Fisher, what's up? It was a really great episode. So, yeah, no sympathy for Talbot. Like, yeah, oh well. Maybe if you weren't such a jerk, I'd feel some sympathy for you. In the meantime, S.H.I.E.L.D. will come for me, Coulson will come for me. Why would they come for you? You've done nothing but grief them for several seasons now. And we know that if you come back, you're just going to continue griefing them, talking about, it's just orders. You are a freaking general. Don't tell me it's just orders. God, I hate that TV aspect. As somebody who served for 6 years, I hate that TV aspect of soldiers just serve. No, soldiers think. Soldiers don't just serve. Soldiers don't just follow orders. I hate that, especially at a general level. Shut up, man. Get out of here with that. Anyway, it's good enough for him. So, she's talking to her daughter now, and she's supposed to be the next super soldier-ish, the next destroyer of worlds, Shiva, as she has become destroyer of the worlds. And she, what do you call it? The only Hydra agent that's left there, besides General Hale, is saying, "Oh, hey, you got to kill your dog. It's the only thing you can do. It's a rite of passage. That's how you move forward." So Agent Hale shoots him. Good, bye. Like what an absolute punk. I can't believe this guy. Some people and the daughter said something that I'm like, oh wow. I know I still caught feelings when she cut off Yo-Yo's arms, but that's actually pretty cool. She said that to him. She's like, how am I weak? You're the one who's weak, following this ancient ideology that clearly doesn't work because everybody's dead. There's only 2 of you right now. Bang! Now there's only 1. Oh. She just went Highlander. There could be only 1. So, anyway, she doesn't have to kill a dog, but then somehow General Hale turns that against her daughter when she's talking to Coulson. It's like, she couldn't even kill her dog, man. Like, come on. And then she goes, which is weird, but then she also gives her daughter that same crap line of speech. Oh, you can join the Air Force and be something cool and, maybe even become an astronaut. That's why I joined. Like, really? You're still brainwashed? Anyway, Stockholm Syndrome. And she's literally the kidnapper at this point, and she's got Stockholm Syndrome. Is that like the worst? Excuse me. So, her big thing is she is the emissary for the Confederacy, which is a whole bunch of different alien species, races that are in a conglomeration, and they're like, yeah, hey, check it out. So, this alien fleet is coming, and you're going to have to work with us so that we can stop the alien fleet. Yeah, we've got a program for that. It's called the Avengers, and they're good enough because we've got a Hulk. Just ask Talbot. So, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. It's like, who cares? Is it bigger than the Chitauri fleet? Because, I'm sorry, I'm a comic book buff. Long before I'm a TV buff, I'm a comic book buff. And in the comic books, there is no greater, no more numerous army or fleet invading force than the Chitauri. So when they had the Chitauri right away, I was like, oh, so they're getting all the minions out of the way. We don't have to worry about a real alien threat anymore until Thanos shows up, right? That's what you're saying? The Chitauri was it, man. That was the whole secret empire, part 2. That whole comic book arc, like the Chitauri are it. They were the big thing in the Ultimate Avengers. This is huge. So, yeah, I don't see this flip. It's a whole bunch of armies now. Okay, are the Chitauri there also? So, yeah, I'm just not feeling that as much. Plus, you can't trust them. It's like, oh, you have to trust us, otherwise this is going to get you. And then I'm back home. How do I know that's not yours? How do I know that's not your fleet? That could be your ship that you're on right now. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. Sorry. I'm going to need a little bit more proof. And Coulson, man, you can't shake Coulson. Coulson's got issues. He's got a robotic hand. But the one thing he doesn't have is F's to give. He's literally like digging in his pockets, turning the pockets inside out. Like this cat, he goes into this, he wakes up from his little sleep. Wakes up, he's like, oh, hey, what's up? Okay, I'm going to go outside, see if I can get some continental breakfast. He walks out there and he stops. He's like, So the same tactic that they used against Baby Strucker, or Baby Zemo, whatever, and everybody, Talbot, and everybody else who showed up there, like, oh yeah, he'll walk out and look for some, see a whole bunch of sugary breakfast cereal stuff, and then, throw them off their game. Coulson's like, yeah, no. This isn't working. You get a C. Oh, C+. I see Captain Crunch. Oops. Talbot's like, I still outrink you. Come on, man. But he's a great comic relief. But then to see Coulson, he's just like, yeah, I'll take these oops berries. And that's actually kind of cool because they are almost impossible to find in Canada. I'm just saying. They've got a little more on the rules and regulations aspect of pure sugar with milk in your cereal bowl in the morning. So he goes back to his room and he's just going to eat the... Like, they didn't show his tongue was a different color. That would have been the ultimate Easter egg. Literally, his tongue would have looked like an Easter egg. But no. So he's just hanging out, and that's when Hale walks in. He's like, yeah, that little sideshow? So she's like, okay, fine. The one LMD things tried to threaten him. He should have literally been like, psh, bring it. He really should have, but whatever. So yeah, he didn't buy any of that stuff, and I dig that. But it's so funny, because here it is, she's trying really hard to be like, hey, here's all my stuff. Now, she did show him this alien, future. But the problem is, not future, this alien species, at least, kind of, by taking him someplace else, that S.H.I.E.L.D. ready room it looked like. The problem is, when he turns around, it's like, listen, I've been to the future. Here's what happened. And boom. She's like, I don't believe you. I think you're lying. So, hold on. Let me get this straight. I don't know that much about... In fact, I know next to nothing about the Air Force. I know a little bit about the Navy. I know a pretty good deal about the Marines. I know a lot about the Army. But the Air Force, I know almost nothing about them. I remember in MEPS, they actually had to do a weightlifting test. The rest of us didn't, which I found interesting. I think because most people go in for the Air Force for intellectual stuff. So, anyway... yeah, it's weird, man. So he goes and he's emoting. He's big time like, you can't do this stuff. Oh, hey, red, black, can't. Okay, now I'm confused. At $20.99, that's cool. So just sub. Thank you. So he's like, listen, big deal here, big deal. Just went to the future, and she's all like, yeah, I don't believe you. I'm not buying it because I have no idea how to read somebody's body language and see that they're telling the truth. I've been in the military my whole life, and I have no idea how to do that. Dude, in basic training, I'm not exaggerating, in basic training in the Army, we learned that was the basic form of, it wasn't really interrogation, but it'll lead to the idea of interrogation. Interrogation doesn't mean waterboarding. You know what I'm saying? Interrogation is trying to find information from somebody. So this one kind of bothered me also. Like, S.H.I.E.L.D. should probably hire me, or just somebody. S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm just saying, I will absolutely come to work for you and give you, advice and whatnot about the military stuff. But regardless, just get somebody from the military who can give you advice and say, oh, no, soldiers can do that. No, soldiers don't do that. Because that was a real bummer, twice in one episode. So she can't read body language. She can't tell when somebody's lying. She can't tell if somebody's about to attack her. She has no idea how to interrogate whatsoever. Very disappointing, especially at her rank. She's a 1-star general. I think that's a brigadier general, in the Army at least. I don't know what it is in the Air Force. So, all of that interesting. What else happened here? Oh, I just wrote down, go team. That was funny when she's like, are you familiar with the work with Whitehall? I buried him. Go team. Coulson's the best. This was, make no mistake, the main reason why I love this episode is because this was legit a Coulson episode. Man. And I'm telling you right now, apparently Coulson is supposed to be in the Captain Marvel movie that's coming out. Because the movie's supposed to take place back in the 90s. So you get to see, that's why Nick Fury's going to be in it. That's why everybody's going to be in it, blah, blah, blah. They could potentially show, what's her name, Agent May. Now that would be cool. Ming-Na Wen. If they actually showed her, that will make me the ultimate level of happy. Why? I'll tell you. Before I get back into the rest of this episode. Because Marvel movies are very, very separate from the standard Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Alright? Which is just the TV show. It's different, completely separated. Alright? The TV show is not separated from the movies, but the movies are separated from the TV show. They say, oh, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the movies are concerned, Agent Coulson is still dead. Now, we've seen Sif and Nick Fury several times, Sif twice, show up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is cool. That's the show's connection. What's up, Raven? That's the show's connection to the movies. What what connection do the movies have to the show? Nothing. Even the idea of like in Age of Ultron, Avengers 2, when he wound up getting the what do you call it, the helicarrier. It's like, oh yeah, I pulled this out of mothballs. How hard would it have been to simply say, okay guys, Agent Coulson's still alive, or at least I've got an extra connection that you guys have met before, but more on that later. Just something. No, just I pulled this out of mothballs. But then on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, the second season, they're like, oh yeah, you're welcome, Colonel Fury. Always happy to help. That was really cool and all, but there's the show's connection to the movies. The movies have no connection to the show. And I've heard Kevin Feige and Joss Whedon, when Joss Whedon was working on the Avengers movies, talking about, oh yeah, man, check it out. It's really hard to connect the two because it's always really hard. But no, it's not. No, it's not. Stop lying to me, okay? Because I was in the Army, and I know when people are lying to me. See where I went with there? Anyways, so these knuckleheads sitting there trying to convince us it's going to be hard. No, it's not. We've known the release date of all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies for the past 3 years. The past 3 years running. Maybe longer. All right? Like what? What's the worst that happened was that this upcoming one, Avengers Part 3, was moved up a week in advance. Oh no, I don't think the TV show can possibly compensate for that. Oh wait, yes they can. So, like, how is it that they're going to sit there and do something like this and say, oh yeah man, it's too hard to co-align the two? No it's not. No it's not. Hey, Avengers Infinity War, it's coming out at this time? Cool. Go and shoot the stupid freaking scenes and have... Coulson's going to be in it. That's great, but it's from back in the 90s. So it doesn't co-align. All right, so it's still not recognizing the TV show. It's recognizing his appearance in the first Avengers movie. That's it. It's not what I want to see. What I want to see is, how about just this? Just put a young Agent May in the Captain Marvel movie also. That acknowledges that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a real thing. That's all it would take, because she was friends with Coulson way back when, right? So that's literally all that it would take. Maybe have Agent Ward in there, you know, no, that wouldn't work. But anyway, just, this wouldn't be too hard. Just have Ming-Na Wen show up also. That's it. That's it. They're probably not going to do something like that, though. I would like to see an Infinity War that all of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show up. I'd like to see, you know, Agent Johnson just be like, ah, with the, you know, Kamehameha earthquake thing. I would love to see all of that stuff. I don't think I'm going to see that stuff. And there's absolutely no reason why we won't see that stuff. There's no reason for it. So, it's a shame. And then lying to us, saying, oh, it's really hard to co-align. No, it's not. No, it's not. The TV show will gladly compensate to get a little bit of that street cred from the MCU universe, the cinematic, you know, the movie cinematic universe. Anyway, so the whole idea is that General Hale doesn't think that her daughter is going to be any good for, I had my podcast notes on the back, so if you guys noticed that. Anyway, so she doesn't think that her daughter is going to be ready because she wouldn't kill her dog, which she seemed to be happy that she killed the dog. Oh, if he's really a Skrull, that is, dude, that is, no, that's a bridge too far. Don't scroll me, man. I still got the shakes thinking about Secret Invasion. Anyway, back in 2000s. Oh, that was too much, man. But that would be something. But so she's not going to be the destroyer of worlds now, and she's saying, I think that Daisy Johnson would be a good destroyer of worlds. That's when all of a sudden Coulson, of course, freaks out. But regardless, that's interesting. Okay, so we're seeing how the future is happening. Now, all of this leads into, segue to the latest headquarters hangout of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Daisy and May are having a conversation about, what are we going to do? You know, say, how are we going to figure out where Coulson is and how to rescue him and all that? And I'm like, wait a second, we've got a supervillain with us. So they go to Fitz. Genius idea. And Fitz is having the conversation, but in the meantime, back when they're working on the robotic arms, and they also showed online, they've got the robotic design for Yo-Yo's arms, like the robot arms, which is really cool. I'm digging that. So they say, yeah, we're going to fix this stuff up. Hey, listen, you know, Mac is saying, yeah, she thinks she's invincible right now because she knows that she's going to live in the future, or, you know, forever in the future, because she's seen herself in the future. So she thinks she's invincible right now. So Simmons is like, Gemma Simmons is like, huh, so she's kind of caught in this whole time loop idea. So she thinks that she's invincible. Wait a second. So she gets this beautiful idea. Oh, God, I love Fitzsimmons. What a freaking great... What an absolutely great union. Like, this stuff right here, this is a love story. I'll put this love story against Twilight any day. You know what I'm saying? Any day of the week. 100-year-old man, but in the shape of a young boy. You know, be my lover. No, you're freaky. Ew. But this is an awesome love story. So, says, listen, do you recognize this? Oh, yeah, this is my Leatherman tool. And it's, yeah, I had to carve the name into it because I kept on forgetting what it's called. Really great, you know, reminder of that time when he wound up losing a good portion of his memory because he had to save Fitzsimmons when Ward, what was this, the end of second season, beginning of third season? I love how this story, how this TV show loops back in on itself. This is just such great TV. So they say, you know, yeah, I had to, you know, write my name in this. Yeah, so I remember this very well. He says, well, see, that's the problem. That's not yours, technically. This is yours. That's Deke's. Wait a second. Grandson. That was awesome, man. Oh, that was freaking awesome. I'm a human. I breathe air and walk with my legs. I don't know what that's in reference to. It almost sounds like, what was that one movie? I Was Born with My 2 Feet Forward. That was a freaky movie. But, what do you call it? So he goes and he says, you know, oh man, but he's the worst. And Gemma's laughing. And that was actually really cool. I dug that. And he's got to get used to it. And the whole time that Deke is trying to be friendly with him, just like, don't you realize he's your grandson? Like, come on, dude, he acts just like you. He's just not quite as smart because he grew up on a space station surrounded by Kree. But that is awesome. So he says, wow, hold on. So what are you saying? And she says, we're invincible. So she's caught in this time loop also. Dude, like, anything could happen. Just because they have a kid doesn't mean that life is going to be grand for them. You know what I'm saying? If I remember correctly, did Gemma make it to the space? I think Gemma did make it to the space station, the lighthouse. I think she did make it to the lighthouse, but what's his name? Fitz absolutely did not. So we don't know why that happened. Anything could have happened. So I'm sure they're going to break the time loop. Otherwise, this is their way of saying, yeah, we're not going to break the time loop. Earth is screwed because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is being canceled. There will be no season 6. Don't do that. But, and I don't think this is going to be canceled anytime soon until they're ready to call it quits. I'm talking about the cast and crew and everything because, nah, they're having too much fun with the show. It's way too well thought out. And like I said, each season keeps on getting better, you know? The first season was really good. Second season was probably the worst one, but it kept getting better since then. I don't see it getting bad. I don't see it getting canceled at all. But they did a lot with this episode. This was fantastic. I loved this. So, I don't know, where do they go from here? They've got a bad guy who gets that he's a bad guy, but at the very, and I'm talking about Fitz here, but at the very least, I think they will break it in the season finale, but I have to say, yeah, right? Oh, you think, yeah, I think they're going to break it in the season finale also. The question is, then we're going to go into the unknown. It's going to be like the end of Terminator 2, right? The future is open, but where do we go from here? And realistically, maybe this whole thing is going to end right around like that alien invasion that's coming. Maybe that's Thanos, you know, and his ship coming. Maybe that's what the Confederacy is trying to protect. Because, again, the movie will not connect with the TV show, but the TV show will connect with the movies. So that's just what I'm thinking, is that alien invasion that's coming, that's gigantic ship, because we only saw one ship. I didn't see any ships in the background. That one ship, that might very well be Thanos' ship. Oh. So I'm interested to see what exactly happens here. That Daisy tries to be Destroyer of Worlds. Maybe they're going to wind up making that, oh, nope, coitus interruptus, she's not able to do it because she's afraid of such and everybody kind of wakes up and says, wait a second, I get it! The thing is, what about Agent Coulson? He's supposed to die. Oh, man, what about if Agent Coulson becomes the new Ghost Rider? Oh, I have no idea what's going to happen next. No idea. But everything that they're doing is leading to all this speculation in my mind, and I am loving that I'm making all this fan fiction in my mind to try and, compensate for the show not, coming out fast enough, darn it. There should be a daily TV show. Wasn't He-Man like a daily TV show back when I was a kid? Anyway, so, yeah, this is such an excellent show, and I can't wait until next Friday. That's it. That's all I got. So, yeah, it looks like it's all the questions. I'm all caught up. So, guys, thank you for joining me for the live chat, my reaction to this show. Comments once this thing goes, not live anymore. And thank you so much for showing up. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.